Hi, I'm Paisley. After 35 years of marriage, you'd think I'd have this whole life thing figured out. My husband Harold and I thought we were set for a quiet retirement. He spent 4 decades breaking his back in construction while I taught second graders their ABCs. Not glamorous, but it was ours. You sure you took your pills this morning, honey? I watched Harold rub his shoulder where the arthritis hits him worst. Yeah. These new ones make me foggy, though. Don't know how we're going to keep affording them at $300 a month. I sighed, looking around our modest living room. It was nothing fancy, just a 3-bedroom ranch style on the edge of town. But it was comfortable. Or at least it had been until our son Tyler convinced us to let him buy it for tax purposes 2 years ago. Tyler says his startup is doing great. Maybe he could help with the prescription costs. Harold snorted. Our boy's changed, Paisley. Every time he visits now, it's designer this, investment that. Barely asks about us anymore. He wasn't wrong. Our once sweet kid who'd call just to chat had morphed into someone who checked his phone more than our faces. Tyler had started some tech company right out of college. Something with apps and advertising that I never quite understood. Last few months, he'd been hinting about a big deal coming through. The phone rang, interrupting my thoughts. Mom, it's Tyler. Listen, I want to take you and Dad out tomorrow night. Stella's at 7. I've got something important to discuss. Stella's? That fancy place downtown? Harold's knees have been... They have valet parking. Just wear something nice, okay? Not the flowered blouse. Before I could respond, he'd already hung up. I stared at the phone. What did he want? Harold asked. Dinner tomorrow. Stella's. Says it's important. The next evening, we pulled up to the restaurant in our 10-year-old Buick, feeling immediately out of place among the Mercedes and BMWs. Tyler was already seated at a corner table, a slim woman with razor-sharp cheekbones beside him. Finally! Tyler stood, checking his watch. Mom, Dad, this is Meredith. Charmed, she said without smiling, eyes flicking over my department store dress. So nice to meet you, I said, extending my hand. Tyler hasn't told us much about you. I'm sure he hasn't, Meredith replied, barely touching my fingers before reaching for her wine glass. Those are interesting earrings, I tried again. Meredith touched one diamond stud. Oh, these old things? Just something Tyler picked up for my birthday? 2 carats each? Harold shifted uncomfortably beside me. So, son, you said you had something to discuss? Tyler's face lit up, but not with the warm smile I remembered. This was something different, something hungry. Let's order first. Champagne. The Cristal, please, he told the waiter without even glancing at the menu prices. We're celebrating. Celebrating what? I asked, already feeling a knot forming in my stomach. Tyler leaned forward, that unfamiliar smile growing wider. Everything's about to change. The champagne arrived, golden bubbles dancing in crystal flutes that probably cost more than our weekly grocery budget. Tyler raised his glass with a flourish. To AdTech Solutions acquisition. $2 million, folks. That's what Horizon Media is paying for my company. Harold nearly choked on his water. 2 million? Son, that's incredible. We always knew you were smart, I added, genuinely proud despite the strange atmosphere. Your hard work paid off. Tyler waved his hand dismissively. Yeah, well, it wasn't just hard work. It was connections, strategy, things you two wouldn't really understand. Meredith giggled, stroking Tyler's arm. Tell them about the yacht we're looking at. A yacht? Harold's eyebrows shot up. Don't you think that's a bit extravagant? Tyler snorted. Dad, I just sold my company for $2 million. I think I can afford some luxuries. Maybe set some aside for retirement, I suggested gently. These things can go quickly if... I didn't invite you here for financial advice, Tyler cut in sharply. Actually, speaking of finances, that's partly what I wanted to discuss. The waiter appeared with menus, but Tyler ordered without looking. We'll take the Wagyu steaks, all of us. Actually, Harold said, I'd prefer the... Trust me, Dad, it's the best thing here. Meredith reached for more champagne. The house in the Highlands is going to be absolutely divine once we renovate. 3,500 square feet isn't huge, but the location is killer. I froze. The Highlands? You're moving? Tyler cleared his throat. That's the other thing I wanted to discuss. I'm consolidating my assets, liquidating some properties. Properties? My stomach sank. Including your house? My house, technically. He took a casual sip of champagne. I've got contractors starting renovations next Monday. Harold's face drained of color. What are you saying, son? I'm saying you need to be out by Sunday. Tyler scrolled through his phone, barely making eye contact. I can recommend some nice retirement communities. Retirement communities? My voice cracked. Tyler, that's our home. Look, I did you guys a favor letting you stay there rent-free for 2 years. The market's hot now, and I can make a killing. Harold leaned forward. Son, we put 30 years into that house before you bought it. We trusted you when you said, when I said it was for tax purposes, yeah, and it was. But situations change. Business is business. We're your parents, not your business. I felt tears welling up. Meredith rolled her eyes. Don't be so dramatic. It's just a house. You can't do this, Harold said, his voice shaking. Where are we supposed to go with 1 week's notice? Tyler shrugged. Not my problem. The house is legally mine. Check the deed. Our food arrived, but I couldn't eat. Harold's hands trembled as he tried to cut his steak. And another thing, Tyler said between bites. I'm cutting back on expenses. That includes your medication stipend, Dad. The arthritis medication? Harold's face paled further. Tyler, I need those pills to function. Maybe get generic or Medicare or whatever. You've got options. 3 days later, we were cramming our belongings into Marcus's guest room. He'd been Harold's best friend since high school and didn't hesitate when we called. This is just temporary, Marcus assured us, helping with the last box. We'll figure something out. I nodded, too numb to speak as I arranged Harold's pill organizer on the nightstand. Empty slots stared back at me. We couldn't afford refills now that Tyler had cut us off. Did you call Tyler again? Marcus asked softly. Left 3 messages, Harold replied, sitting heavily on the edge of the bed. He's not picking up anymore. I picked up the pill bottle and turned it over in my hands. How could our own son do this to us? That evening, Marcus paced around his living room, legal pad in hand. $2 million for a startup nobody heard of until last month? Something stinks here, Paisley. What do you mean? I asked, helping Harold adjust his heating pad. Tech acquisitions that size leave paper trails, press releases, industry buzz. This was practically silent. I pulled out my phone and posted a brief update about our situation on Facebook. Within minutes, my phone buzzed with a message from someone named Diana Chen. I saw your post. We need to talk about your son Tyler's company. Privately. The next morning, a sharp-dressed woman with exhausted eyes arrived at Marcus's door. Diana Chen, thanks for seeing me. You know something about my son's company? I asked as we settled in the living room. Diana pulled out a laptop. I don't just know something. I built half of it. I was Tyler's partner, the technical founder. He was just the business guy. Then why aren't you celebrating too? Marcus asked. Because your son pushed me out 3 months ago, reduced my equity to 5%, then stopped copying me on emails. Next thing I know, he's announcing an acquisition I had no part in negotiating. She turned her laptop toward us, showing code and contracts. This algorithm, the one that makes the ad targeting work? I wrote it. It's the heart of what makes the company valuable. If that's true, then... Harold started. Then he sold something that wasn't entirely his to sell, Marcus finished. For the next 2 hours, we examined emails, contracts, and development logs. Marcus made calls while Diana explained technical details. Look at this, Marcus said, pointing to an email. Tyler told Horizon Media he owned 100% of the intellectual property. That's fraud, Harold whispered. Diana nodded. And I've got the GitHub commits to prove otherwise. My contact at Venture Weekly says Horizon's board is already asking questions, Marcus added. Some whistleblower raised concerns. What now? I asked. Horizon's having a final review Monday morning before transferring funds, Diana explained. Their lead investor, Jacob Reynolds, will be there. We show up with evidence. They'll just kick us out, I argued. Not if we contact Reynolds first, Marcus countered. He's got a reputation for hating shady deals. I've faced him in court ruthless but fair. Diana nodded. I've already requested 5 minutes at the meeting. We just need to organize our evidence. What exactly are we hoping for? Harold asked quietly. I looked at the pill bottle on the table, then at our family photo. Tyler at his graduation, smiling between us. Justice, I said finally. And teaching our son that actions have consequences. This won't be pretty, Paisley. You sure you're ready? I thought about our home of 30 years, about Harold's medications, about the cold look in Tyler's eyes. He stopped being our kid the moment he threw us away for money. Monday morning arrived with a knot in my stomach. Marcus drove us to Horizon Media's glass tower downtown, while Diana reviewed her presentation one last time. Remember, let me do the talking initially, Marcus advised as we rode the elevator to the 30th floor. Reynolds agreed to give us 5 minutes at the start. Make them count. The conference room buzzed with suited executives when we entered. Tyler sat at the far end, smirking until he spotted us. What the hell are you doing here? His face drained of color. A silver-haired man stood. You must be Marcus Jenkins. I'm Jacob Reynolds. Thank you for allowing us this time, Marcus replied smoothly. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Tyler tried to sound confident, but I caught the tremor in his voice. Please proceed, Reynolds nodded, ignoring Tyler. Diana connected her laptop to the projector. My name is Diana Chen, co-founder of AdTech Solutions. I'm here to demonstrate that Tyler Wilson does not have full ownership rights to the technology you're purchasing. For the next 10 minutes, Diana methodically dismantled Tyler's claims with screenshots, commit logs, and email chains. Tyler tried interrupting twice, but Reynolds silenced him with a raised hand. These time-stamped records show I created the core targeting algorithm, Diana concluded, which Tyler later claimed was solely his work. That's ridiculous, Tyler finally exploded. She's just a disgruntled ex-employee. Partner, Reynolds corrected, scanning the documents. Your own emails refer to her as co-founder 17 times. This, Tyler sputtered, loosening his tie. This is just a misunderstanding. Reynolds turned to his team. Let's take 30 minutes. Tyler, stay. Everyone else, please step out. In the hallway, Harold gripped my hand tightly. What happens now? I whispered to Marcus. Now we wait. 45 minutes later, Tyler emerged, looking shell-shocked. Behind him, Reynolds approached our group. The deal is terminated. Our legal team will be in touch, Miss Chen. As executives filed out, Tyler stood frozen until his phone rang. His face contorted as he listened. What do you mean, payment recalled? No, you don't understand. 3 more calls followed, each worse than the last. I caught fragments. Loan due immediately. Collateral required. Foreclosure proceedings. Meredith appeared from the elevator, strutting toward Tyler. Baby, what's happening? The caterers need final approval for Saturdays. The deal's off, Tyler said hollowly. What? Her smile vanished. What does that mean? It means no money, no house in the Highlands, no yacht. Meredith's eyes narrowed. You promised me. I know what I promised. It's gone, okay? All of it. She stepped back, removing her diamond earrings. I think these belong to you. Don't call me. She dropped them into his palm and walked away without a backward glance. As we headed toward the elevator, Tyler lurched toward us. Mom, Dad, please. I screwed up. I need help. Now you need help? Harold's voice was ice cold. Tyler actually fell to his knees, grabbing my hand. Please. The bank's taking everything. I'll be homeless by Friday. I looked down at my son, this stranger who'd thrown us away. Maybe try a retirement community. I hear they're nice this time of year. 6 months later, Harold and I carried the last box into our new cottage. Small but cozy, with a garden out back. Diana's settlement had included a generous acknowledgement of our help. enough for a modest down payment. Mail's here, Harold called, flipping through envelopes. Another letter from Tyler. I took it without opening it and added it to the drawer with all the others. Some beautiful hydrangeas would look nice by the fence, I said instead, gazing out at our fresh start. Would you have done what Paisley did, or would you have given Tyler a second chance after seeing him on his knees? At what point does a family member's betrayal become unforgivable? Is it ever justified to completely cut off your own child? Or should blood always come first? If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever had to set hard boundaries with toxic family members? Subscribe for more thought-provoking stories that explore the complicated side of relationships, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Your support helps this channel grow.